Let's see. Let's see. Is it open now? Yay! It's worked.
Okay, we're in there.
Oh, you looking so cute.
Okay, so I've been playing around my lighting all night, girl.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to make sure I have this weird ring light glare in my glasses. We just gonna have to roll with it.
Yeah, I get it. It's fine. I like it. You look so cute.
Thank you. You too. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's so good to see you. I know we haven't talked in a minute.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. How has life been treating you?
Life's been good. We actually come back to Georgia at the end of this month. So
Oh
we'll
my
be here
gosh.
or we'll be there and living now in Georgia. So I'm excited for that transition and that shift. How
Back to the
about
peak
you?
state.
Yeah.
Um, Life has been busy. It's been a test of faith, a test of patience, the whole nine. But we're pushing through. So no complaints. I will not complain.
I
Yes.
like that. I like that. I like that. Well, the reason why I wanted you on Good Tea and Jam is because me and you have the best kind of conversations. It's really about us lifting each other, about what we've learned, about what lessons we can really maximize on now that we've learned them, and also like what opportunities we want to take advantage of and how we can best do that. And I felt like you are the perfect person to spill some good tea. So
Aw.
I'm excited for what's to come. In terms of just your womanhood itself, like, can you explain to me what being female is to you?
Oh wow. Um, to me, I think I'm still coming into what it means to be female. The other day, I had something come in my head, and I was like, man, it was like National Women's Day, I think,
Nice. Mm-hmm.
yesterday.
Yep.
And I was like, I am just thankful that my soul is in a Black woman's body. Like, I just feel like we embody strength. We embody a lot of different things. And so personally, just really owning that, vision that I have as of a Black woman, and what she means and what she can do. It's a common term nowadays, but they say Black girl magic, right? So just like owning that vision and what it means. So just stepping into it and being confident. I think I'm working on that each day. But yeah.
Well, I have come to understand that confidence is kind of rooted in the self relationship that you have. Like how you feel about yourself, how you really think about yourself is your level of self confidence. Speak about how you've been raising that and concentrating on that for yourself.
Whew, you hit me with the heavy questions. Like, um, confidence to me, I feel like I'm really still sensitive to it because I'm still working on being confident. I think every woman, every person has insecurities. I mean, everybody has them, whether that's something physical about themselves, emotional, past trauma, whatever. Everyone has an insecurity. And so I am working on confidence. Things that help me are me tapping into things that I feel like I'm good at or my comfort zones, right? So I like talking to people. I'm an extrovert. So humor is something I like to tap into. So if you meet me, like if people that know me or don't know me, like if you meet me, I'm gonna probably make you laugh within the first couple minutes of you talking to me. So using what I am good at or where I feel comfortable to kind of grow and expand in that area is ways that I try to be more confident. But like everyone, I have insecurities. I struggle with it. There's some days where I do not feel attractive. There's some days where I'm not feeling it, but take it one day at a time. Like today I feel cute, I was like, okay, I
You
feel
cute. You
cute.
cute. You cute. You cute. Your feeling is correct. Yes, you got it.
Right. You got to take it day by day. So yeah, that's what I would say with the confidence. It's going to be a roller coaster. You're going to have good days, bad days, but just tap into it.
Yeah. Well, I love that you like basically confirmed a process that I've been working on. A lot of the reason why I've been doing these shows or even doing like the Bright Lights Live is because like that's me building my confidence. I'm confident in asking people questions. I'm confident in being live and being able to hold down an atmosphere and stuff like that. So I've been pouring into that in me so that I can build these muscles of looking at myself. And I love that you're doing that for yourself as well. I think that for sure is like some good tea. Can I cheers with you?
I don't have tea, girl, but I got
It's
some
all
wine.
right. Okay. Right, I got
We can cheers.
Well, I love the fact of self-love being something that is now being more popularized. What would you say is your definition of self-love?
Ooh, great question. Self-love has many different dynamics. I think society now, I mean, if you see a meme right now, I feel like it's more geared toward like the physical. It's like self-love, girl, like love what you look like. You have a couple blemishes, whatever, love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I'm really trying to embrace it on more of like a more spiritual and inner peace level.
Yeah.
So, um, a saying that I had in my head the other day was, self-love could look like you get invited to an event or a party and some people there are going to have some bad energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Self-love could look like you saying, you know what, girl, I want to see you and I love you, but I know it's going to be some bad energy there. I'm just going to stay home this time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll catch up with you next time.
Mm-hmm.
That's an example of self-love. You're protecting your energy, knowing that you going into that space may not be good for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it could also look like self-love, like you embracing and accepting what you look like, but also protecting that inner peace and like spiritual, just I'm trying to be chill all the time. So I think I'm more on that level, internal peace, like
Mm-hmm.
just chilling. I don't want to disrupt my energy. Yep.
Right. Well, I kind of want to dive a little bit more into the idea of an internal peace. Like that must have been a journey and also like an evolution to understand that. What is the inner peace to you, and how did you find it?
Ooh. Honestly, I think I'm still searching for it. I think I have days where I feel like I have it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's something that you obtain and it stays there all the time. I think you're gonna have different tests and trials and tribulations to where you don't feel that you have inner peace. So for me is embracing kind of the day to day. I've had days this past week where I just felt all over the place. It was
Mm-hmm.
chaotic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the importance really lies within you being able to find your way back
Mm-hmm.
to that feeling of the inner peace, if that makes sense. So not really saying like I have obtained this inner peace today, I'm going to stay here, because it's not really reality.
Mm-hmm.
Every day is not going to be, gravy and smooth. So it's really about being able to go back to that feeling, finding
Mm-hmm.
your base and saying, okay, this week was chaotic. My mind's not right. I'm not on the wavelength I was last week. How do I get back there? Whether that's you taking a bath, reading, writing, finding that way back to inner peace. So I would say that's kind of where I am with it. But once you get it and you have a day where you have it, you'll know.
I get that. I get that. I get that. I love the word base, and I love it in the context of some place for you to go back and stand on. What do you think are maybe base thoughts that you have? Like when you get into those moments where things are spiraling, are there base thoughts that you keep in your mind that get you right and okay, snap back into it?
Yes. There's thoughts like you can't control this. That's a big one. It's like you putting all this energy out here and you have no control over how this situation is going to end or where it's going to go. So let it go. Other thoughts I've had is really just thinking more not in the moment, but eventually. So you may have this reaction right now, Bri, but in a week, is this really going to be important to hang on to this feeling? Are you going to need to be in a different place mentally with this situation? So those are two thoughts that I've kind of told myself to get back to the base, but it's hard. I know I'm making it sound like it's easy, but it's not easy. There's a whole other situation that happens when before you have that thought, but those are really kind of the grounding, things I'll say.
I love that. And I love the fact that you took an opportunity in your life to kind of give you your self definition. I love the fact that, you were on your own, you did things for yourself before combining and creating such a cool partnership between you and your husband. Speak about what it is like to have your own identity as a female and be able to support yourself on your own.
Ooh, that's a huge one. I think it is very important, even being married. Shout out to almost 4 years. I think there's an appreciation with having a life partner of knowing how to ground yourself. Like my husband has an ability to ground me, but I have to have an ability to ground myself, because that's something that he would never learn how to do because he's not me, right? He's not a woman, so it's very important to be able to learn how to designate and, between the two. And it's definitely a journey, because I think as women in particular, we sometimes want other people to have that ability to ground us. And we look for that, and we hold people accountable and want them to be able to do that. In reality, that no one can ever really do that. You're going to have to be able to ground yourself. And then you have to eventually teach someone how to ground you as well. So I don't know if I answered your question, because I kind of went on a tangent, but it's definitely important to be able to have individual, of understanding of yourself and how your mind works, and know what your triggers are, for sure. Yeah.
How did you find the confidence to support yourself on your own?
Being on my own. Seriously, I know it sounds super cliche and like a super, basic advice, but you cannot learn how to, love yourself without being by yourself. I don't want to speak for the masses, but I've been through breakups. I've been through, heartache. I've experienced death, family, friends. And you really have to be in tune with yourself and realize how you're reacting to those things. Learning about yourself is a lifelong experience. You're going to learn about yourself as long as you're here on this earth. So you got to start because it's a never ending process. But being on my own definitely taught me a lot. I will say having a life partner, he does push me to analyze my feelings. I will sometimes, say something or express something that is complete opposite of how I really feel. Because as women, we can do that. I can really feel like, I want you to give me attention. I want you to love me. But it comes out as, could you leave me alone and not talk to me? Like, I'm not really trying to fool with you right now. So being able to dissect that and knowing that's not really what you want to say. So why are you not saying what you want to say? Where is that coming from? Why are you doing that? So yeah, being by yourself and having someone really hold that mirror up and say, all right, girl, we gotta figure this out.
I think that is one of the challenges that we're not given as women off right. Like, go figure you out. It's like, nah, go figure you out so that somebody else would accept what you have, so that you and them can do something, and that would be what you're going for. Like, the goal is for us to be partnered versus for us to be like a solid someone, so that we can partner and it actually be a partnership, not a dependentship. And that's something, in my mind that I'm still kind of working on in terms of just my life and my own understanding. What were some thoughts that you had to keep about who you were as a woman to continuously like hold you down, like to maintain what you had? What were those things that you said to you?
I had to forgive myself for a lot.
Mhm.
And I think we hear the word forgiveness and we don't really dissect like what it really means to forgive yourself. I read an awesome saying the other day, and I hope I don't misquote it, but it said something along the lines of forgiveness is letting go of being able to change the past. Like
Mm,
when you forgive, it's like you stop wishing that something in the past happened differently. You just
mm,
let it go because it's not going to change. So definitely forgiving myself because as
mm,
we get older, I don't know about you, but I have flashbacks to where like different conversations and scenarios, and I'm like, dang girl, like why did you do that? Like that was not that was not the move. And being able to appreciate you're gonna react and do things, you know, based upon the ability that you have at the time. You
mhm.
can't change that. So definitely forgiving myself. Um, and I'm still working on it. You know, I'm still working on the forgiveness, but that's been a huge factor. Yeah.
There we go, y'all. Now you see why I have her on this show, because already she's dropping stuff that's like to my brain so that we can get this together. Okay. Like I totally appreciate you holding things like that as important enough for you to share and important enough for you to dispense for other people's benefit in life. I think that that's a quality of women that we don't necessarily highlight a lot. The fact that we are nurturers, and even to each other, like we could be mad at you and still big you up and be mad.
Exactly. That's so true. That's so true. So true, man. Yeah.
Talk about how you utilize yourself in relationship to your work and in relationship to like your family and in relationship to like your goals. Like how do you hold yourself in relationship to those things?
Hmm. When you asked that, I'm a giver. I have a really big heart. My husband told me literally tonight, he was like, you have a big heart. And I'm like, thanks, babe, but it has its pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the pro is I'm always trying to give back, right? Like I'm a big person, all about I'm where I am because someone gave me a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was like, I see something in you. I want to give you a chance. I'm going to give you this resource. I'm going to connect you to this person, right? So I'm an adamant like believer in give back. You got to give back. You got to pay it forward. So in that sense, I feel like I try to do that. Definitely in friendships, definitely work relationships.
Mm-hmm.
But the con is I sometimes put that before doing it for myself. Excuse me. So I will kind of like prioritize helping someone else or think about how someone else will feel about something before I think about how I feel about the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So has a pro and con. I'm still working on the balance for sure. But definitely friend relationship, man. I'm all about making connections. I have so many friends like yourself. Like I'm like, okay, you need someone with some studio space. She got like 5 shows. She got connections. Like I know who to I know who to connect you with, you know.
Right.
I love doing that. It makes me happy, but I have to also appreciate when I just need to look out for myself. Like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
get you, you know, good, and then you can kind of work on everyone else. So it's a balance. Yeah.
Mm. I like how, we alluded to the fact that there's some place of being better, like this good, this get it together. And I know that there will never be a stop to the movement of how life goes. But I do feel like there is some sort of, okay, this clicks. were there any moments that clicked for you that made you really feel like, all right, I'm Bri, I'm sitting in me real good, I know who I am, those kind of moments?
For sure. And if I could try to describe it in the physical, like I literally get these, it's kind of like this is gonna sound like some sci-fi, but it almost feels like this really like tingly kind of like, but it's a mind tingly, like
Mm-hmm.
body kind of alignment. Like I'll do something, I'll have a conversation with someone, and we'll make a connection or a network, or I'll like get a referral or give a referral. And it's just like this really like tingly, like, ooh, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. You did something good, right? So I have those moments. In terms of if I could speak from more of a business owner perspective,
Mm-hmm.
just getting over that initial hurdle of fear, I'm finding gives me that like sigh of relief, kind of like you may be on the right path. So with me starting my business, like getting over that initial fear,
Mm-hmm.
that first step, I was like, girl, just do it. Just do it. And when I made that first step, it was almost like this, like, ooh, okay. All right. That's what I was supposed to do. I was procrastinating. I was putting it off. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely like that physical kind of like sci-fi, like I can feel it. And then that fear hurdle kind of gives me that mental, like, all right, you're on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. I think that's an interesting dynamic, like to look for something to remind you of an inner good feeling, and also to understand that sometimes your fears are telling you that's where you're supposed to go. Speak about your overcoming those fears in terms of like your decision that those aren't what you're going to believe and that you're going to believe something else. What's that conversation like with yourself?
That conversation is always ongoing. I was fearful to even do this like what we're doing right now. Like there was some fear. I literally prepped myself like the like last week and Monday, because it's something I've never done. I'm not a get on camera talk person.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what I usually do. So there was this like fear. It's like, okay, what if I don't know what questions he's gonna ask me? What if I don't know how to answer? What if I like, it's just your mind literally goes in all these directions. So literally just taking that first step and having an awesome village, friends like yourself and partners in the business and life partners, where it's just like, you got this, like giving you that encouragement.
Mm-hmm.
But that fear conversation, it happens on a regular. I'm still having those conversations, whether it's a meeting I have to host I've never done before, and I'm having my head's going crazy before I'm sweating. Like,
Mm-hmm. Well, I get that. I
um,
get that.
yeah, yeah. So it's different things, but
Mm-hmm.
really it's just literally just stepping into it. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it, just literally stepping into it and doing it. And usually like 95% of the time it's not as bad
Mm-hmm.
as what you have put in your head. It, like the fear, it's really not. It's really not.
Yeah. Well, I want to commend you so very much, because if you wouldn't have spoken with me today, some of the concepts and even the like the forgiving, really meaning that like you're letting go of even the possibility of shifting what you can't change, like that has now helped me in life. And so I want you to take this as an example of how what you have to say is necessary, is important, is needed,
I,
is is exactly what people are going to be able to take, because you look like you look, because you talk like you talk, because you are representation of the type of woman that a lot of people want to be. And so for you to be able to share what you think, like that gives us insight into your world that I wouldn't have unless I have these kind of conversations. So thank you, thank you, thank you for letting yourself out on Good Tea and Jam.
of course, I love it. Thank you so much for having me. I love it. I could talk all day. I could definitely talk to you all day. So I appreciate it. You definitely helped a lot. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, like I feel like I have maybe like 3 or 4 more questions. Because I don't
Yeah.
want to take up too much of your time. But and we're gonna have a series because now you're getting comfortable. We might as well just go
Yes.
ahead
Have
and
me
have
back.
the series of conversations because there are so many topics or so many like layers of being a woman. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? We can have a whole conversation just about body and body confidence and consciousness, being aware of your body and how you want it to be done or whatever, like those kind of things. I guess when it comes to defining your own lane as a woman, how do you pick the pieces of yourself that you want from or what's around you? And then how do you create what you don't see, but that you want?
Whew. All right. I'm going to try to tackle this one because I love this question. Because when I first like dipped my toe into like, okay, I want to start a business, I was trying to see what was around me, what other women and businesses were putting out, and I was going to attempt to like replicate it because I'm like, well, this is working, you know, started with the inches and the slim waist and everything. She popping, she got like 100,000 followers, whatever. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to replicate this. This is working. And so I started or whatever, and then I was like, don't want to do that. I didn't feel comfortable, didn't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
And so it kind of turned into let me slow down and try to kind of re-image it and kind of figure out where I'm comfortable. And so that eventually turned into I don't want to have to put any like shield or mask on. Like this is what you're gonna get, right? So, I have distinctive features. That's what y'all gonna see. I got super short hair. That's what y'all gonna see. Like I started kind of being in that comfort zone, and it's so much lighter. Mm-hmm. Like if I could describe it in the physical, it's not as heavy, right? You don't have to carry all this stuff that you feel like you have to put out to be accepted and to get the following. Really, people now are really looking for authentic, genuine, like, I want to see myself when I look at this business and shop with this company. I want to see myself. I don't have perfect skin, so I don't want to go on someone's page and see flawless skin. It's not me. So really just tapping into that. And it is a journey, not gonna lie. I still kind of struggle with it with certain merchandise I put out, but that's really kind of where I am now. It's like I don't want to carry all of this stuff I feel like I have to do from other things I see to be accepted or to gain, followers for my brand. So it's a journey.
I think that's really good to be able to like monitor yourself in that way, to take and be accountable to yourself for what you want and like what you want to have as a part of your brand into the world. And I know for sure that you wanting to have a business comes from the fact that you want to serve, you want to add to this world, you want to implement and put things out there. Like, tell me, what is it that you want people to feel when they meet you and when they experience you?
I want them to feel love. I want them to feel love. I think we are all walking on this earth looking for acceptance. We want love, acceptance. We want to be acknowledged. We want to be appreciated. And so I want people to feel that way. I consider myself an Instagram troller. Like you will catch me on somebody's Instagram page putting a comment like, girl, you are cute today. Like, girl, sis, you are fine today. Like it's that energy. And that's what I want people to feel, because that's what makes me feel good. If I walk into a room and someone is showing me love and they see me, right? They see me, that's what people want. And I want to give that. That's something that makes me thrive and feel good. So I want to give that out. I'm a firm believer. You get back what you put out all day, every day. So I'm adamant about pumping out love. I'm trying to make you laugh, make you feel good about yourself. You could be having a bad day, but if you call me, I'm probably gonna find something. I'm gonna tell you one good thing that happened in your day today. That's one thing I will do. So yeah, love, appreciation, acknowledgement, acceptance. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay. So final question of today's episode, because y'all heard she was like, let's go with the more. So we just gonna have her come back. Okay. And we might be able to do something live where we just chopping it up and just really just having a conversation, camera in front of us. I think that could be cool as well. We can have like a tea party. You know, I can have it all set up. Okay, the little president, we can do it. In terms of what you would say to little brown girls out there in the world who are really wanting to open themselves up to the truth of how powerful they are, what would you say to them and their minds so that they can start towards the journey of confidence in self?
Start the journey of confidence. Oh my goodness. That is such a good question. What I would say, there's so much. I think I would really start with trying to understand what their vision of beauty is. I think now there is a huge push to redefine, what's beautiful, right? We have people putting out different doll collections and coloring books to really paint the picture of like, okay, this standard that we, 1980 Barbie life is not really what you need to be, that is not your soul
right
form of beauty, what it should look like. So I think that would be my first question, is really understanding like, hey, what do you think is beautiful? Like, how do you define it? And based upon their answer, begin kind of guiding them towards a huge array of like what beauty looks like, and make sure that they're not honed into a certain standard or vision of what that is. I know growing up as a little girl, definitely European features was what I thought was attractive. Like high school, if you was dark skinned, you wasn't cute, it is what it is. But I think that would be kind of my first question to them, is understanding what their how they define beauty, what it looks like, and then really trying to start guiding them and influencing them and showing them like, it's way, way more beauty in way many different areas. Yeah.
I love that, because your question just made me want to ask more. I mean, like your answer just made me want to ask more questions. Like, because that's a great way to start in terms of like gauging where somebody sees something, and then that also provides the opportunity for like you to set them up to see so many other things. And I feel like options, or even like different thoughts, begin to provoke the fact that there could be different thoughts.
100%.
Because I think that in and of itself is what starts liberating people's minds. Like the idea is that what I had in my mind at 6 is not wrong per se, because it is what it is, but that there can be there could be such an array, so many others, like that starts breaking people's brains, and like, oh, like, maybe there could be more than just what there is in life.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, I want to give you flowers, because Bri, you are such an amazing woman. I knew your husband first, but upon meeting you, I was like, oh, I get it. I get it.
I love it. Yes.
I get it, and I'm here for it, and I appreciate you for accepting me as a friend in your life just as much as being involved in my personal growth, and allowing for us to be together and growing. I think that in and of itself is like a superstar woman's type of being. And you are grown, and you are one of the few of my friends who's like been grown, like on your own grown. And I look up to that as a thing that you did in your own life journey. And I thank you for being an example of a woman who knew herself enough to take her where she wanted. And then you found a partner and then y'all go wherever you want. Like, I think that's so cool.
I love it. I receive that so much, man. I receive it. I was like, if I'm gonna get on camera with anybody, it's gonna be Miss JAMGood, okay? That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Well, I would like to tell you that you rocked it. I hope you know that you being authentically yourself is more than anybody can ever ask for, because what you have to give is that good.
Yes, bar.
Okay.
Bar.
I'm just saying the truth, because I'm telling you that forgiveness piece. Like, yeah. I'm gonna mull over that. Like, I love having these conversations, because like, I'm doing this for my health. I'm doing this, especially Good Tea and Jam, because I'm trying to get okay with me being a girl. Like, I'm still working on it.
But I love the vision of you like rebranding the tea thing, because don't get me wrong, I will love a little chat up with my homegirl about some tea, about some gossip. But in reality, we do need to make sure there's conversations about, are we bettering ourselves? Like, are we really making decisions that are going to, positively impact us down the line? Like, that's so important. You cannot take that for granted.
A lot of times I realize is peer-to-peers don't have these kind of conversations often. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's like always older people like, when I was your, and then we block that stuff out because it's like, don't count we now, We're not trying to hear it. But I think peer-to-peer, if we're like, hey, at this point in my life, I realized this. You know what I'm saying? From me realizing this, these are the thoughts that I got to thinking, and this helped me with that. Like, that's the stuff that I believe that will have us kind of giving each other legs up on different elements, and really kind of pushing us to believe further in ourselves. Because if we can start passing like the good tea, that's going to be healthy for us. That's going to be wellness for us. That's going to be us kind of really. And I want to grab people's attention. That's a little bit of what Miss JAMGood's about. It's like, hey, let me grab your attention. Let me corral your mind to this conscious corner where we gonna sit and think about how life can be. We gonna sit and think about how JAMGood can get. So I appreciate you understanding the premise and the message of what I want to do with Good Tea and Jam. And really, thank you for being like some good tea, like for literally being a woman that is full of goodness and willing to give goodness out. Can we do one more cheers? I think that is some good tea.
Yes. I love it. This is dope, man. This is dope. Definitely super supportive, like super supportive of it. Much needed, man.
Nice. Well, yeah, that's basically the type of show that I do. You know what I'm saying? We sit, talk just a little bit, about different topics. And of course, I couldn't even, if I wanted to, give you those questions in advance. I wouldn't.
I was trying, girl. I was like, you just send me these questions so I can prepare myself. I'm so that fear is kicking. I was like, let me read these questions so I can memorize these answers, girl, so I can get
And even when I do Bright Lights Live, I send out sample questions and I say, do not feel like this is guaranteeing this is what I'm going to ask.
These are options, right? Okay.
What I do, I love conversation. I feel like conversation is my mind's, like it's me seeking in this world. Like, conversation is me interpreting and understanding and conceptualizing and image rising and doing all those things. And when you have conscious conversations about things that are going to better you, like, you have no choice but to walk out of this situation with some new thought, with some new place of being, or with some new like bit of confidence. Like, I appreciate you seconding my method of self-therapy, because me doing Bright Lights Live and me jumping into all these shows was like, I'm going crazy. Corona just happened. I don't know how to deal.
Right.
Let me do something that makes me feel good. Like,
outlet. It's an outlet. Absolutely. And I think there's so much value in being able to find a positive outlet. I mean, part of this year, you know, dealing with the death I've been around, family and friend, is kind of like that positive outlet is so crucial and is so very important. And people sometimes search their whole lives to find that positive outlet. Sometimes they need help, sometimes they need therapy, sometimes they need medication or whatever. So it's a blessing. Seriously, it's a blessing that you can tap into that and use these shows as an outlet. Huge.
Yep, man. I'm gonna get me together, whatever that means. I'm gonna get it. Like I'm gonna get it and get two of them.
Always. I love it. It's so dope. I love it, man. I just appreciate your boldness. Like I want to definitely like absorb that, because I'm getting there. I am getting more confident in being able to just be out there and be like free and just like this is my energy, this is my vision, this is my passion. Like I love that about you. Like love it.
Well, thank you. I would love for you to come to my like improv classes. I feel like improv for me is like what started me into understanding the looseness of just being, you know what I'm saying? Because when you get the premise of a game, so now you have the structure, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're in this world, you're this character, right? And if you just go off of that, instead of having this list of things and it's all concrete and like static, you just kind of, you're this person and you're this person. And then you just, you know, and even if it's like we're speaking in a gibberish language, we don't know what each other are saying, but you're there, you're with it, you're playing, you're silly. And what I've learned is through improv, I've learned to trust my choices. I've learned to trust like following through with my yes and. You know, it's like, oh my God, if you told me you have a big red zit on my nose, you know what I'm saying? In improv, since the rule is yes and, I didn't think anybody could see it. You know, like you just kind of roll with it and you stop the is this right? Is this wrong? You don't got no time to be thinking about whether or not, because it's just yes and with it.
And we do that all day, every day. We do it all day. Is this right? Is this right? I know, because I have anxiety. So I'm talking about, I do that every day. Man, don't let my husband ask me where I want to eat, because I'm gonna think about is he gonna like the food? Is the food gonna be good? Are they gonna be busy? What is the specials tonight? It's bad. So I love that it helps you break that wall, because that's something I do definitely struggle with, is over analyzing my answer. Do I want to say yes? Do I want to say no? What are the implications? So yeah, I need to go to one of your classes. I need to work on that for real. I really do.
Wednesdays and Sundays, and I'm gonna also begin a live portion of them when I come to Georgia, because I'll be at the studio and doing stuff like that. But I think just like the improv jam sessions that I would host, it's the same kind of just be here in this vibe and go. You know what I'm saying? You start to learn to trust your voice. You start to learn to trust your ear. You start to learn to trust like your sound in the music world. And in improv, you start to trust your body. You start to trust your voice. Like, you know, if I wanted to put on something different and I just decided to go there, I could just go there. And then if I got it wrong, because maybe this isn't the right character, I could change it if I need to, you know? You know, there's no wrong.
Yes.
So, yes.
I love it. Okay. On the calendar. Yeah.
Okay. And we need to get the next Good Tea and Jam on the calendar too. So you just let me know when you're available, because this
you done messed up. You done got my feet wet now, so you ain't gonna be able to get rid of me.
And don't you like it? You like it. You like it.
We in trouble now. We in trouble now. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, now look. If you really want to get into deep water, because Miss Jessica can do a Brown Girls Build Her, you know what I'm saying, kind of Zoom meeting, and we could just have these conversations and have people tune in and all sorts of stuff. Don't you?
Girl, go start show number 12. Go start show number 12. Go start show number 12, girl. Go add it to the list.
It would only be number 6. It would only be number 6. Show number 6. I mean, but see, I want to put out content in life like that. I feel like people would need, and the people who would be there presently, I feel like that would help them. Our group of friends or just whatever, having like a mastermind or just conversation. Like I feel like we used to do that at school. There used to be times when we just link up or meet up, or I mean, like I feel like we need pep rallies in real life. Like we need some things like in life that have us similar things that we did as a child. Like, that's why the community centers are so big for me, because I want us to have community centers as adults, like, and for kids, like everybody, we all need these safe places to go and be and do and test and grow and all that. So yes,
I agree.
So, all right. Look, because I know you're you. I'll probably by the end of the week have like a PDF idea typed up so that you can read it.
Let's do it. I'm telling you, I wake up, I told my husband, I was like, I have a different business idea every day. Mm-hmm. And it's so frustrating. Yes, a blessing, but I literally have a new business idea every single day. And that creativity is a blessing. Like what you have, your creativity, and be able to just put these ideas out, and it's a gift. Mm-hmm. Honestly, it's a gift, legit.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. And I'm gonna let you go after this because I know I've been just talking. This show ended 5 minutes ago, and we just been talking. In terms of, there's this short film that I've been wanting to create, and it's called "Postpartum Me, Please," because I dealt with postpartum emotional range. Like I won't even call it depression because it wasn't only that. It was a range of emotions that could be heavily intense at times. And so I wanted to do a short film on that. But I've been having this idea for like 2 years. And then I saw these people who were doing this short film competition, and they extended the date like 3 times. And I still have 6 days. And in my brain, I'm like, I want to do it. But I have like 18 to-do lists that are like 19.
Oh my, wait, 6 days is doing like 6 days?
It's doing 6 days, and my brain wants to be like, why not? Let's just go for it. Let's make it. So what I did was, if by tomorrow by 5, I can come up with a plan, like outlined, and how I want to shoot it, and a 1-minute poem that would go over it, because it's going to be like mostly without sound, and then the poem is going to be what gets heard, because I want you to see and experience the experience. Then I'll work on it. But if I can't do that, then I'm gonna let it go. Because like I'm having to learn how to work with my creativity. It's like, oh, I have this idea. But if I put rules on it and I can't follow through on them, I can't do that idea right now. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna do that short film. It's gonna happen. But that just means I can't submit it on the 15th, so that'll be in the show on the 21st. Like, kick it within.
Okay, but there is a balance. I do feel you. There is a balance with being able to pull all these massive ideas and being able to execute, because you'll end up, your hands in like 20 different pots, and you're not being able to love on each pot, effectively, because you're all over the place. So I get what you're saying. Dang, it's doing 6 days, girl.
I know. I mean, it's like, look, I know. I be trying to reach for the next galaxy with stuff I be thinking about, because the short film doesn't have to be long. And in my mind, I'm getting good at editing. I've been having to do work for myself. Like, I could just look right. This is me being proud of that, because I did 5 commercials on Sunday, and I was like, I'm gonna sit here until I get them done. But like, I got an iPhone 12 now. That's what big movies are being made. Like, okay. I feel like I could. So I'm just giving myself that thing, though. But that's what I'm like. I guess I was saying that to say that I have learned to play the game with the ideas, because if I get frustrated at me having them, or I just let them do nothing, that frustrates me too. You know what I'm saying? Like those 2 things aren't it. So it's like all right, well then, if we're gonna put this in play, how we gonna do it? If it can fit, then let it get in there. If it can't, well then we just gonna have to schedule that for a later date. Just figuring out ways to play with yourself has been the way that I have learned to because again, this show we just gonna start is gonna be number 6. So I am a let's do it. I am definitely that.
I love it. And I know we're about to close out, but I will say, don't let certain deadlines with certain, projects deter you from the fact, like, that vision may not be for you. That vision could still be executed and for you, but the deadline or the timeline is really just getting you ready. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I want you to make this 6-day deadline because it's dope. But at the same time, don't beat yourself up. It really could just be prepping you to fine tune this vision for the short film and be like, all right, I made XYZ step to get ready for this 6-day deadline. So now with this deadline that I just found that's 4 months away, I done already made my first couple steps. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now you see, guys, why she is on Good Tea. Like, you see, now you see. I feel like that's a great ender. That is right there, a good button. I will text you about like when we can do the next ones, but thank you again. Okay. Thank Courtney for letting us borrow you and all that, because I know it's late there. But I really appreciate your energy, your time, and your knowledge. And hey, just keep going, because you are making waves.
I love it. Same to you, love. I give that back to you tenfold. I thank you so much for having me. And yes, I will come back again. So let me know.
Yay. Okay. I'm back to you soon.
All right. Bye, girl. Have a good night.
Bye. Good night. Thank you, guys.